Since being drafted among one of the best draft classes we've seen in 2005, Carey Price has exceeded all expectations that came with being a 5th overall pick and the first goalie selected. And while Price has been up to the challenge for over a decade by making seemingly impossible saves, he's also been busy when it comes to getting under his opponent's skin. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the jerk moments that Price has displayed thus far as a Canadian. And with that, here are the 6 top jerk moments from Carey Price himself. In case you don't already know, Carey Price has been more than willing to voice his frustration once his opponent enters his kitchen. And the big bad Bruin at the time, Milan Lucic, was no exception. During a regular season meeting between the two teams within the final seconds of the opening frame, Lucic made the mistake of camping out in the crease. Price, who didn't appreciate the company, decided to give the forward a pair of shoves. Lucic, of course, was quick to retaliate, and gave Price a taste of his own medicine by pushing him down to the ice. Sometimes, when the blue paint is unwantingly occupied, Price, instead of shoving his opponent out of the way, has decided to mix it up. And it was during a regular season game in Quebec that the netminder did just that. But it was who Price decided to taunt that was most notable, as it was former teammate from the 2007 World Juniors that he decided to mess with, in Jonathan Toews. As the Hawks were on the man advantage and the captain was trying to get in position net front, Price decided to remind him that there are no friends on ice, by knocking the forward's helmet off of his head. As the helmet rule wasn't in effect yet in 2014, Paige took no exception to it and simply tossed it aside and continued to play helmetless on the power play. Now, it's not every day that you see a goalie take a penalty, but for Price, who was clearly feeling feisty against the New York Islanders, decided to play a little risque. While a similar situation commenced with the opposing team on the power play, Montreal's starter didn't appreciate Brock Nelson's close proximity. Price could be shown shoving the forward, which didn't draw the ref's attention. But soon after, the slashful Nelson did. As Nelson went down, the official's hand quickly went up, as Price was clearly caught with his hand in the cookie jar. On a few occasions throughout his career, Price has used the space behind the net as his personal boxing ring, reserved for old-fashioned beatdowns. And it was during the second period that Warren Foegele clearly entered no man's land.
What about that shadowy place?
That's beyond our borders. You must never go there, Simba.
While attempting to strip the goaltender of the puck. But instead of gaining possession for his team, Foegele received a shove instead. Hurricanes coach Rod Brindamore was quick to detest the non-call, but regardless, Price went unpenalized. While the shove against Foegele may not have been warranted or provoked, the altercation with Chris Kreider was instead a long time coming, as the Rangers forward throughout his career has been notorious for crashing the net and sometimes injuring goalies in the process. And it was during Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals of 2014 that Price fell victim to Kreider's antics, and injured his knee while colliding with Kreider in the crease, which caused him to miss the remainder of the series. Price's teammate at the time, Brandon Prust, didn't hold back upon being asked of Kreider's intentions, saying, "Everybody says it's accidental, but it's accidentally on purpose. He did nothing to avoid it. He did the same thing against Fleury in the last series, so he's not doing anything to avoid them," he says. Regardless, a little more than a year after the incident, Price took things into his own hands and sought revenge against Kreider. As Price went behind the net to play the puck, he quickly took advantage of the situation, as Kreider approached by launching his shoulder into the forward's face, dropping him instantly. By now, it's pretty much evident that number 31 doesn't appreciate any unwanted occupants net front. But what seems to cause the netminder to become unhinged even more so, like most, is when they make contact. And as for Kyle Palmieri, during the remaining seconds of the first period, things could have been better. As the forward decided to overstep his bounds after cutting through Montreal's defense, Price took exception to Palmieri's unexpected visit and decided to take shots at him as his teammate Jeff Petrie held him in place like a golf ball on a tee. This, of course, sparked an all-out brawl between the two teams, as Lovejoy attempted to avenge his teammate by going after Price. The scrum was eventually broken up, but Price wasn't done voicing his displeasure. Following the contest, the netminder let it be known that he was done being pushed around, in case that altercation wasn't enough already, by saying, "It seems to be the nature of the league now. It's to go to the net and run the goalie over and score a goal. I got ran over on the first goal and I got fired up, I guess," he says.